one thing that a lot of successful people will always mention is things like journaling, coaching, mentors. They will talk about, being still, meditating, praying, all of those things that gives us an opportunity to a degree, be still, but also to self-reflect, right? Because what we have on the world is essentially a reflection of what we have inside. So the success that we have in the world starts from the success that you have in your mind. Because do you believe it? Do you want it? Is it possible? Have you even defined it? Right? And the fact that I'm even asking these questions is an opportunity to self-reflect. We can sometimes say that we want certain things, but are we asking ourselves the questions to figure out if we are doing something to make that happen? And interestingly, I've had conversations around the concept of, being a driver or a passenger of your destiny. And there's been some interesting perspectives shared. So the idea is that as a passenger, you are potentially just wandering, not necessarily aimlessly, but sometimes you are. You are going down a path that you are allowing somebody else to steer you down, right? So you haven't necessarily chosen this path, but you have some sort of belief that the person who is driving actually knows where you're going and how to get you there. Hi Tanya, welcome to the live. Let me know how often you self-reflect, how often you ask yourself questions about how much success you have in the world and whether that is to do with anything that is going on in your mind, right? So this whole analogy of passenger and driver, being a passenger, allowing others to kind of steer you in a particular direction, but essentially not having the control, right? So you are taking a back seat and allowing someone else to potentially steer you down a particular path. Is that a bad thing? No. If you know where you're going, it's not a bad thing because you have an understanding that this is the best action for you to take in order to get to where you want to go. But if you are not sure about where you want to go, you are not sure about the route that you need to take, and you're not even sure about who's driving you, that's where it becomes a problem. Because it means that you aren't doing enough self-reflection to understand what success means for you, right? If you're not able to define success, i.e. the destination, and you're not able to sit with yourself and figure out what actions you're taking, i.e. the journey, you will never know where you should start. You won't know if you should be the driver, if you should be the passenger. You won't know whether or not the actions you're about to take are going to lead you into the place that you want to. So again, this is another reason why self-reflection is so important, because if things aren't happening in your business and they aren't happening in your world, they're not happening in your life, it's because of something that maybe you have not seen or you've not allowed yourself to see. And so therefore, everything that you are doing is not aligned to correcting that, so you're getting the same results. Now, on the flip side, again, using this analogy of driver, you have, you are essentially the leader. You are the one who is moving you forward. You know exactly what the plan is. You know exactly where it is you're trying to go, and you are taking the necessary actions to get there, right? But you have to understand that this is all about intent. This is all about you knowing where it is that you want to go and choosing. So you're making the decisions that you need to make in order to help you to get there. Now, the interesting thing about being the leader or the driver of your life is that you also know when to be a passenger, right? And there is no shame, there is no failure, there is no guilt or any of those things attached to that. Because remember, you have a plan, you have an intention. So there are times that you're going to be the one who is leading. You're the one who's going to be driving forward. You're going to be doing everything full throttle because you know exactly where it is you want to go. But then there are times where you're like, I could get there, but it's going to take me too long. And I found this person or this thing that's going to help me get there quicker. So what do? You hop into the back seat and you say, this is where I want to go. Please get me there. Okay, so success, you have to understand what it is first, and what is it for you. Don't necessarily compare yourself to anybody else or what other people are achieving in their lives and their business. It's about you defining what it is that success looks like for you in your life and also for your business. Because success to you could just be having 3 clients a month. Success to you could be selling 1,000 products a month. Success to you could be earning 7 figures a year. Right? They're all different, but it's all for you. So you have to be the one to decide what success looks like for you, because that's the destination, that's the intention that you're making to ensure that your business and your life are aligned to it, and you are going to make decisions that are going to get you there, right? Because otherwise, the decisions you're making, where is it leading you to? You make the decision, but how do you know it's going to benefit you? How can you measure if you're going in the right direction? How do you even know when you get there? Until you have the intention, you're never going to know those things, and you'll find that a lot of stuff in your business probably doesn't work. You may have some success, you may not. You may have no success. You may always have success, but do you actually know where you're trying to go with it? What does success look like for you? So again, just coming back to this, when it comes to your business, and one of the questions that I've been getting a lot recently is around, what to offer. That seems to be quite a stumbling block. So either because you have a lot of ideas, or you're trying to think of the perfect idea that's going to make you, this into this 6-figure business overnight. Right? And so because you want either of these things, or you're in either of these spaces, you're finding it difficult to get the clarity you need in order to move forward. So what you offer is of extreme importance, right? Because it's a representation of you. It's a representation of you being your brand, what your business offers, and who your clients are going to be. So if you just create something just because you've heard that it can make you a lot of money, are you actually ready to deal with the clients who want that service? Are you ready to deal with the processes that are needed to set up that service? Are you ready to be associated to the industry or the service that your offer relates to? All of these things are important because, again, it's an extension of your brand. It's an extension of you. What are you trying to represent? How are you showing up? Everything that you offer, everything that you do, all comes back to you. So that's where self-reflection comes in again. Why do I want this? Is this really going to work for me? Yes, other people have been successful in it, but is that how I want to create my success? What is success to me? What am I willing to do to have this success? What am I not willing to do to have this success? And so by self-reflecting, by giving yourself time and by sitting in those thoughts, in those feelings and all of those things, you get to really create and define your boundaries for how you want to show up in your business. And then again, thinking back to other videos that I've done where we talk about creating your offer from purpose, right? So understanding what your purpose is, understanding what your vision for your life is, and then using your business as the medium or the vehicle to allow those two things to be fulfilled. Once you have that knowledge, you then are able to understand, what role am I playing in my business currently that is enabling me to have the success around this or not? Because if you're not having the success that you have defined and you are doing all the things, so you're doing everything that you think is supposed to work, but it's not working, then consider what are you not doing that maybe you should try. Just because it works for someone else doesn't mean it's going to work for you. So again, it's about you getting clear about what works for you. Try it, yes, but if it's not yielding any results, why continue? Have those moments of self-reflection. You know, did this work for me? How much time and effort did I need to put into it? You know, did I get any results from it? What did I like about it? What did I not like about it? You know, why am I not getting the clients or the customers? You know, figure all of those things out and then change up your strategy. And this is essentially what self-reflection is, right? It's actually a strategy for your business. It's a way of you getting aligned to what it is that you are going to do, the actions that you're going to take. Because if you don't ask yourself the questions, you will not get the answers. And the answers are the information or the data that you need to make decisions for your life and also your business, right? The answers to your self-reflection questions are the data or information that you need in order to implement your strategy, right? To make the decisions that are necessary for you to move forward. So again, really, really important for you to take time out to self-reflect. Figure out what's working, what's not working. What am I doing? What am I not doing? How can I do it better? Right? Because remember, again, even if we think about the transform step in ACT, that's about seeking opportunities for growth. So this is just about you saying, how can I grow my business because my business has not grown yet? Right? No shame, no judgment, nothing. This is you taking a moment to just figure out where you are and if there is something that you specifically are doing or not doing that's helping that. So again, this can be broken down into 3 steps, right? So the first is gaining awareness. Are you even aware of where you are in this journey to success, into this journey towards your vision? Life is long, although sometimes it feels quite short. So where are you in that timeline? Are you at the beginning? Are you at the middle? Are you close to the end? How do you know? You have to ask the question. And once you get awareness about something, you get into a position where you can start using that data and that information in order to make decisions. Right? So I need to be aware of something. And that's the good or the bad. So it doesn't matter what it is. It's just about being aware of it. And then the next thing is for you to acknowledge it. Right? So you need to acknowledge it and accept it. Again, I am where I am because of all of the decisions I have made. I cannot control life. I cannot control other people. But I control my response to it. And my response comes from the decisions that I make. So let me accept that every decision I have made has brought me to where I am today. And if I am not as successful as I want to be, then there is a chance that I need to make different decisions. Right? I need to make different decisions. Acceptance. No judgment, no blame, no guilt, nothing. It's just about being aware, right? I am aware that this is where I am. I accept that this is where I am. And then the next step, which is most important, is to take action. Right? So again, we're not coming from a place of blame, because when we start introducing that negative energy into it, it changes how we then start to take action. And we take action from a desperate place. And then that's where you start to get distracted. And, oh, that person's doing it that way. Let me do that way. That person's getting success over there. Let me try this instead. No, stay focused on what it is that you want, that success, whatever that looks like for you, because you've defined it. And just figure out if what you have been doing has not been working, what else can you now try? And the decisions that you make, i.e. the actions that you take, need to look slightly different to what they did before. Because if you don't change the actions that you are taking, you are going to get the same result. And through your awareness, you are realizing that you are not getting the results that you want, right? So this is now about you saying, I need to make different actions to get me different results. And then this is how you adjust your strategy. I guarantee you, anyone who is in marketing, and I've heard so many people in marketing, social media, and all of that thing say this so many times, they never get it right the first time. So why do we expect to? Just because you've seen a really great marketing campaign, or a business that's been successful, they're making 6, 7 figures. They didn't start there. They had to go through a process of understanding what was and wasn't working. And that process is about self-reflection. Because with us, where we don't have the bricks and mortar, we don't have 20 staff, 6 countries that we're in, and we're headquarters in wherever, it's us. It's us. We may have a team, you might be using some VAs, you might have some marketing people, you might have people that you freelance with, and that's fine. But ultimately, the buck stops here. So it's the decisions that you're making that is allowing this level of success in. So if you want that next level of success for your life, what other decisions do you need to make? And the only way you'll know what decisions to make is to go through this process of self-reflection. And ensure that you are including yourself in that, because that's the key thing. It's not, this is a process of reflection. This is a process of self-reflection, because there is something about who I am being and what I am doing and how I am trying to get somewhere, or what I think I want for my life, that is not fully aligned and is therefore not working. So what do I need to change? How can I go about changing it? And just be aware of it, accept that that's what it is, and then put the steps into practice. Actually execute them. Don't sit there dwelling about what you don't have. Use what you know based on the self-reflection to guide your strategy, which is how you move forward. So, yeah, this is literally about you taking control of your success. Right, where we're still to a degree detached from the outcome. I do say that a lot, and we're not trying to limit ourselves. So we're trying to, live into the picture that we have for our life, knowing that it can be 10 times better than that, because our vision is from our least limiting belief. And if we had no limits, what we actually envisage for our life would be so much greater than what we do now. But where we are is a start, right? And in order for us to make a start, we have to take an action. So be aware, take time to self-reflect, feel free to journal, if you've got a coach, if you need a coach, get one. They are great. I say they, as if I'm not one, but we are great at creating spaces for you to answer questions that sometimes you're too scared to ask yourself. Talk to a mentor if you have an accountability group. Anywhere that you have an opportunity to sit with yourself first and then sit with others who could potentially challenge the thoughts that you've got and to help you think a bit bigger, right? That's what you need to spend your time doing. Don't just self-reflect in isolation. Self-reflect and then have someone or others to kind of bounce some of those ideas off, or to challenge you to answer different questions. And then you'll get a much bigger understanding of where you are exactly right now in your business. And then you accept everything that you have heard, everything that you have said about yourself. You accept it because you know that you are where you are because of every decision you have made. And it's okay. Because now I'm getting the data and the information that is going to allow me to make a transformation through the actions that I take. And that's what that last step is. It's about taking the action. Understanding that I need to make new decisions about how to improve my business. So that's maybe I need to rebrand. Maybe I need to go back to the drawing board and come up with a completely new idea. Maybe I need to outsource my marketing to somebody because I'm not comfortable with that, or I don't have time. Maybe I need to create a new offer. Maybe I need to collaborate with somebody. Maybe I need to learn a new skill that's going to help me show up better. Maybe I need to change my habits that are not allowing me to utilize my most productive moments of the day in order to grow my business. Whatever it is that has come out from that awareness and acceptance stage, that's what you use to make decisions on. And that those decisions then become your strategy. What does it look like on a day-to-day basis? What does it look like for the week? What does it look like for the month? How long are you going to try this new strategy before you self-reflect again to see whether or not it is or isn't working, right? So if you are somebody who doesn't want to do the whole business plan and, map all of those things out, because they work for a lot of organizations, right? We're not saying that you don't need it, but we're saying that it works for some organizations. It just doesn't work for everybody. And I'm also saying you don't have to have a business plan to get started. You can start, and in the starting, your business plan comes to life. You start to understand more about your customers. You start to understand more about your processes. You understand more about your services. You understand more about how to market what it is that you do and the ways in which you want to do that. Whether it's paid, whether it's organic, whether you're doing the outreach and, having conversations. Whatever it is, you get to choose. This is the beauty of it. You decide. And so your strategy is based on the actions that you're going to take. So do just consider, some point today, this week or this month, try and take a moment to just be still. Ask yourself a few questions. Am I happy with the business exactly how it is? What am I not happy about? Where did I expect to be? What have I done that's not working? What have I done that is working? What can I try now? Right? So just go through just a few of those questions and answer those, and they will help you to get some sort of picture together about what is or isn't working in your business and what you might be willing to try. And then the most important thing after you've done that is to accept it. This is where you are. It's okay. Right? You are already ahead of yourself simply because of you've got the awareness of it and you're accepting it. So what does this look like for me on my day-to-day basis? What does this look like for my week, for my month, for my quarter, for my half year, for my full year? Right? Whatever time frame you've decided to now give this new way of doing business, give it a time frame for which you will then have your next self-reflection conversation and figure out if that's the direction that you need to go. So remember that the success that you have in the world starts from the success that you have in your mind. And your mindset are going to determine the actions that you take, the habits that you have. And these all have an influence over the results that you get. Okay? So do make sure you're taking time out to self-reflect. Do make sure that you are not coming from a judgmental place than you're doing it. And then just be aware that you need to take the action. Just take the action. And then you will see if that version works. Right? You will see how it goes. Okay. So if you have any comments, please do feel free to drop them below. Would be interesting to hear, your perspectives about how often you self-reflect. How has that influenced or improved how you do business by just being more aware of what you are doing and the role you are playing in terms of growing your business. So be really good to hear that. Please do drop that. And if you are looking to scale your business, for anyone who is familiar with the ACT framework, Accept, Create and Transform, I've just created a masterclass around the create step to help you create your irresistible offer in less than 10 minutes. So I will drop a link below. Do feel free to sign up that. It is a masterclass that's available at no cost. And hopefully, if that's something that you're struggling with in terms of your business, in less than 10 minutes, that process is less than 10 minutes. The masterclass isn't. But in that process of doing that in less than 10 minutes, you'll realize that you have something that's truly aligned to who you are and how you want to show up. And then that's one less thing for you to worry about. And then you can just start getting out there and get into conversations with people about what it is you do, how you help them, and how their life will change simply because they decided to work with you.